Hi traders, this is Cynthia of Day Trade Forex bringing you an introductory video to my new currency strength meter template, and I have a basic template and a pro template, so I'm just going to show you really quickly the difference between the two. This is the basic template, which as you can see is pretty simple. For people who like simplicity, they'll like this, and it has a general trend channel with support and resistance and arrows that alert you with a pop-up audio alert, and also my famous hot dot signal, which is great for showing you tops and bottoms and entries or re-entries. So this template gives you two alerts that are pop-up and audio, and basically the way you trade this is if the price stays right around between the channel is flat, and if the price breaks either the green channel support or the red channel resistance and you get an arrow, then that's a great trade setup. And here you can see we have the hot dot. It's orange to have some contrast against the red arrow, so it's not that easy to see, but here it is right here. And so this was 11:30 a.m. Eastern when all of a sudden the US dollar became really strong. The US dollar here in the currency strength meter was red 7.7 all the way up to 8, which is extremely strong. So something happened with the US dollar. Gold went down and all of the US indices went up. So something was very bullish for the US economy. The pound was very weak at that time and the US dollar was very strong. So people were selling the weak pound and buying the strong dollar, because you sell the weak currency and you buy the strong currency. And I say that over and over again because once you understand that, it's really easy at a glance. You can come and look and see what the currency pairs are doing based on the strength and weakness of the individual 8 currencies. So here at 11:30 a.m. the US dollar strengthened really very strongly and the pound was very weak. So the pound went down because people were selling the pound and buying the US dollar. Then it's gone flat, pretty much consolidation since that big move. And the Fibonacci indicator that you get shows you support and resistance, which is also a swing line. So anytime the price breaks the swing line, if the trend is down, for instance, it'll give you these Fibonacci targets. So these are the Fibonacci targets because the trend is down. If the trend was up, you'd see the Fibonacci targets above this swing line. So that gives you entry and exit confirmation and some targets to aim for. Fibonacci is one of the only leading indicators, so it's pretty reliable. And this is my volatility window, and I use my colored RSI line, and I like it very much. And I have it set at a fast 7, and the general setting for RSI is 14. And I added some other levels here that are used also in stochastic because the RSI is great for seeing oversold and overbought. Here, for instance, you had a sell entry and the RSI turned red down and crossed the 50% RSI level. So that was a perfect confirmation for your sell entry. You could have had pretty good confidence in that trade. And it just went down and down until the RSI became oversold below the 20 RSI level and turned green and came back up. That would have been a fine place to take your profit, exit your trade. And down in the very bottom window is my GMACD, which is my multi-time frame indicator that shows you what the trend is all the way from M1 all the way to monthly. Basically, this trend has been up all day, but in the 1-hour chart, the trend is down. So right now we see in 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, and 30 minute that the the trend is trying to go up, and that would be this green candle here at 5 p.m. Eastern. The RSI is green and sloping up, coming up from oversold. So, but the candles are very small. There's basically no strength right now, so it's pretty untradeable. But I just wanted to show you the basic currency strength meter template. Then I want to show you the Pro currency strength meter template to show you all the extra advanced indicators that you get. So let's take a look at the pound US dollar in M30 for the Pro currency strength meter template. And first off, what you see is this big blue band of color, and this is part of my very special Fibonacci indicator. And the Pro template comes with 2 additional Fibonacci indicators because I like Fibonacci so much. And so you can see the big blue band here and the big red band here, and the red band is overbought territory and the blue band is oversold territory. And so generally we buy off the bottom and we sell off the top. It gives you visual confirmation and perspective of where the trend is right now and where it came from. So for instance, if you look back, it's been a while since the pound US dollar was in overbought territory, but you can see if you go back in time, this was a big push up and it pushed the price up into overbought territory. The date of this was January 30th, and it stayed in overbought territory for a while and then pushed down again. So I know this was right around the time of a Brexit vote, and people were happy that the vote turned out the way it did, and then started to take profits. So this is February 1st, so a couple of days later. And then the pound has just kind of been meandering down, and right around here it's halfway between red overbought and blue oversold, so that gives you perspective. And then the big push down when the dollar strengthened against the pound is very weak. You can see the pound right now is weak 3.3, and the US dollar is still stronger at 4.7. That's a stronger yellow than the pound, and yellow is considered weak. So right now there's not a lot of volatility or movement in this pair, but you can see when the dollar strengthened, the pound was so weak, it's now in oversold territory. This just gives us a little bit of perspective, and you can actually play this Fibonacci overbought and oversold zone by buying off the bottom and then selling off the top. So that's one strategy, one way you can use this. And the other Fibonacci indicator gives you additional support and resistance. This is a synchronized Fibonacci indicator, so no matter what time frame you would switch this to, whether a lower or a higher time frame, the support and resistance Fibonacci lines are going to stay at the same level. They're not going to change according to the time frame. So that gives you some consistency if you flip through the different time frames. And then this is the RSI indicator and the GMACD multi-time frame indicator. And then you also get the Forex Factory Calendar headlines, which I have it set for red news alerts only and to alert me 10 minutes ahead before an event takes place. And last but not least is my new buy, sell, and close button, which is a one-click trade placement button. And with one click, if you click buy, your trade will be placed with your stop loss and take profit lines directly on your chart, and they get placed with your broker. And the risk to reward ratio is 1 to 2. So your reward is always going to be double what your risk is. And you can of course adjust the lines up and down on your chart to suit yourself. And if you click sell, it'll place your sell trade with one click. And if you click close, it'll close that trade. This is an EA, and the reason it's an EA and not an indicator is because it also has my trade manager inside of the inner button workings. And the trade manager is a trailing stop and is designed to book your trade at 50% take profit at your desired number of pips. So at some point, according to your settings, it will book half of your trade if it reaches that number of pips in gain, and then move your initial stop to break even and then follow the price as a trail. So I give you several presets, and I give you a quick scalp preset and a scalp and 2 day trade presets and a swing trade preset. In addition, I give you several CFD presets that I fine-tune over the last 6 months, so you can trade CFDs if you have a big enough account and good enough leverage, because trading CFDs are more expensive to trade. Each trade costs you more and puts you more at risk. So it's not for newbies. In fact, this trading template, the Pro template, I would not recommend for newbies, but if you're an intermediate or advanced trader, or even interested in trading CFDs with my preset files within my button, and with the trade manager and the trailing stop tuned just for each individual CFD, you might be interested in that. So those are the differences between the basic template and the Pro template. And if you have any questions, please just shoot me an email. And I thank you so much for watching. And there's more videos below on this page if you are interested in learning more about my basic and Pro currency strength meter template. And in other videos, I teach you actually how to understand the currency meter itself and how to interpret the different colors and the numerical values for each of these 8 currencies. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in another video.